Coming up on Inside the Summit League, a Western Illinois relief pitcher who has been untouchable so far this season, hasn't given up an earned run yet on his way to tying the Leatherneck all-time saves record. Got a softball series in Omaha with the top two teams in the Summit going head-to-head. And a robot battle royale in the campus spotlight, ingenuity and engineering coming together at North Dakota State University. Welcome to the show. I am Tom Neiman. A big nod this week to all of our Summit League friends in Indianapolis. IUPUI is one of the teams helping host the Final Four at Lucas Oil Stadium, with the events and the concerts and the Fan Fest and everything else getting started on Friday, and then the Final Four games on Saturday and the National Championship game on Monday night in Indianapolis. A couple of other basketball notes this week. The last Summit League team standing this year, the last team to play a game, was Oral Roberts, the women. The ORU women make it all the way to the semifinals of the WBI, the Women's Basketball Invitational. This was a 16-team postseason tournament. Oral Roberts beat Texas State and New Mexico in the first two rounds, but the Golden Eagles lose by a point to Louisiana Lafayette in the semifinals. Lafayette went on to win the tournament championship. Freshman Faith Iam led the Golden Eagles with 22 points in this game, a season high for her. Vicky McIntyre, meanwhile, had 14 rebounds, and she finishes the season with 536. That is the second most ever in a single season in Division I history. And she only missed getting the record by herself by 3 rebounds. McIntyre finishes second only to Courtney Paris, who played at Oklahoma and is now in the WNBA with the Tulsa Shock. In men's basketball, what a season for Lawrence Alexander at North Dakota State. Led the league in scoring, Summit League Player of the Year, Summit League Tournament Most Valuable Player this year, and 2 more big honors this week for Alexander. He was named Associated Press Honorable Mention All-American. That puts him in with guys like Tyus Jones at Duke and Ron Baker at Wichita State. And Alexander is a nominee for the Lou Henson Award as the top mid-major player in the country. He is up against 31 other players, guys like R.J. Hunter at Georgia State and Tyler Harvey at Eastern Washington, who led the nation in scoring this year. Anyway, the winner of the Henson Award will be announced this Friday, April 3rd. Speaking of outstanding seasons, congratulations to the Summit League Athletes of the Year in indoor track and field. These are voted on by the head coaches. You've got Tyvaski Lewin at South Dakota in men's track. He was the league champion in both the 60-meter hurdles and the 200-meter dash. Erin Teschuk at North Dakota State in women's track. She is a first-team All-American in both the mile and the 3,000 meters. She ran the 12th fastest mile in history last month at the NCAA Indoor Championships. On the field side, you got Mary Worth at South Dakota State. She set a school record in the high jump this year at 6 feet even, and then tied the Summit League Championship meet record with a jump of 5'11 and a quarter. And you got Kyle McKelvey as the men's field athlete of the year. He set a new Summit League record in the shot put with a heave of 63 feet at this year's indoor championships. Well, we get to baseball when we come back. This is a home run by Jake Moore at Western Illinois. Just had to show it because it is so majestic. It came against Illinois Springfield in a 14-1 win for Western Illinois last week. But how did Moore and his mates come out in a Summit League showdown against North Dakota State over the weekend? It was a great series. The weekly baseball rundown coming up next.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Welcome back now to baseball. Everybody, or most everybody, loves offense, and some even say that chicks dig the long ball. And home runs are up across the country this season with the new flat seam baseballs in play. But once in a while, there's nothing like a well-pitched 1-0 Summit League game like this one. Friday afternoon in Macomb for the Leathernecks And the Bison, and the only run of the ball game in the bottom of the first inning for Western Illinois. Roman Visitine leads off with a single, and then Peyton Jeffers with a perfect sacrifice bunt. Not so perfect on the running, but he was okay after that spill. Jake Moore singles to right. Visitine holds up at third base. And then Chris Tishida with an RBI ground out, and that's how you manufacture a run. And that lone run would hold up the entire ball game. Still 1-0 in the top of the sixth. Ben Peterson had walked. He steals second and then goes to third on the throw. So Peterson at third with 2 outs. But Joe Mortiaro gets John Skirbeck on the high, hard one to get out of the inning with that 1-0 lead. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed for Mortiaro. David Ernst doing the same thing for North Dakota State on the mound. 8 innings, just 6 hits, and that 1 run allowed back in the first inning. Tyler Owings comes on a relief for Western Illinois, top of the 9th, and he gets J.D. Larimer looking. And then Owings getting some help down the right field line from Visitine, grabs that in foul ground for the second out of the 9th inning. Bison still threatening, though. Andy Wicklund steals second. I think it's a you-make-the-call play. So the tying run is out there, but Owings gets a ground out to win a great game. 2 hours and 16 minutes for 8.5 innings, and Western Illinois wins it 1-0. Another good one, and almost the same story on Saturday in Game 2 of this series. Western Illinois on the board in the bottom of the first inning again. Bases loaded for J.J. Reimer, a double to dead center. Peyton Jeffers scores. Jake Moore coming around to score. And the Leathernecks get 2 in the first inning, and they make it hold up again. Western Illinois leading 3-1 in the 6th inning. Nick Milligan comes on for Tom Constant. Milligan strikes out 5 in just 2 1/3 innings. Bison again, though, put 2 on in the 7th inning. A little controversy on the call at first base. Ben Peterson with a ground ball, and then he runs into Mark Garton at first, and Peterson is called out. Inning is over. Still a 3-1 lead for Western Illinois. Tyler Owings comes on again in the 8th inning this time. Runner out at second for North Dakota State, but Owings gets a strikeout to end the 8th inning. And then in the 9th, Bison put runners at first and second again. But look at this play. Colton Pogue with the glove flip, and that's the ball game. Owings gets his 3rd save of the season. That's 9 in his college career now. Doesn't sound like a ton, but that ties the all-time saves record at Western Illinois. Owings talked with Sam Boonder after the game, while Owings' teammates had a little fun in the background.
Here with Tyler Owings, just got his 3rd save of the season and tied the career saves record that Brian Lokensoll also holds. How's it feel, Tyler?
It feels pretty good. It's awesome to get a win and also to get the save, and tying the record was just another bonus.
Fair enough. So, as a closer going out, you go out in the 8th, sometimes the 9th. What's your mindset got to be when you go out there?
Just going in there and start throwing strikes and be competitive with each pitch, and eventually it just happens.
Were you always a submarine-style pitcher?
No, actually that happened about 2 years ago. I was recovering from labrum surgery, and then all of a sudden we thought it was a good idea for me to start throwing submarine, and then it just ended up working that it was a great idea.
It's the first Summit League series that you've clinched all year. Do you think there'll be more to come?
Yes, there'll be definitely more to come. We're starting to play really well as a team, as an offense and as a defense, so everything's starting to click right now. It's pretty awesome to see.
Well, riding the broom like a horse will always be hilarious. So the Leathernecks take the first 2 games of this series, but the Bison get the bats going on Sunday. Taylor Sanders down the line. That drives in Drew Fearing, 1-0 North Dakota State. Trent Kiefer, a senior lefty, dealing for North Dakota State. He goes 6 innings, strikes out 5, and he will go on to get the win. The Bison crank out 3 home runs in the game, 2 of them by John Skirbeck. Takes this one out to center field to make it a 4-2 North Dakota State lead. And then in his next at-bat, Skirbeck again to even straighter away center field this time. And the Bison are up 5-2. And how about some defense? Look at Paul Funk out in center field for North Dakota State. Great grab. Big J. Flaw comes on for the Bison. Right-hander goes 3 innings, strikes out 4 to get the save. Juan Gomez adds a 3-run homer in the 9th inning. North Dakota State gets game 3 of the series, 10-2 over Western Illinois. In Tulsa, Oklahoma on Friday, Justin Threlkeld trying to bunt for a hit, but Trujillo throws him out. Oral Roberts, we get 2 runs in the 4th. One of them coming on a fielder's choice from Dean Wilson. Omaha threatens in the 6th inning, But Trujillo gets back-to-back strikeouts to get out of a jam. He went 8 innings, strikes out 9, and Oral Roberts hangs on for a 2-0 win in Game 1. Game 2 on Saturday, and this one was all Oral Roberts. Adi Afner triples in the 3rd inning. That brings in a couple of runs. And then Afner comes around to score in a single by Darian James. The Golden Eagles get 4 runs in the 3rd inning. They get 4 more in the 8th inning. They open this one up. They win it 11-1 in 8 innings. Just 3 hits in the ballgame for Omaha. Xavier Altamirano gets the win for Oral Roberts in Game 2. In Game 3, more Oral Roberts. Adi Afner stays hot. He goes 4 for 5 in this game. Drives in 4 runs. An RBI single for Afner in the 1st inning. And then the Golden Eagles get a couple more on a single up the middle by James. Omaha plates 6 runs, but Oral Roberts out-hits him 19-9, and the Golden Eagles win 14-6 to win and get the series sweep against Omaha. And in Fort Wayne, South Dakota State and IPFW, the Jackrabbits took Game 1 8-2, pick it up on Game 2 on Saturday. And the 2nd inning, Evan Van Sumeren had 3 hits for Fort Wayne. Single here to score Sean Herberger and put the Dons ahead 3-2. Jacks come back to win the 4th, and they score 5 runs in the inning, 2 of them on a double to deep left from Cody Sherrow. He was 2 for 4, drove in 3, and South Dakota State doesn't look back. The Jacks get 2 more in the 6th on an RBI single by Reed Clary, and South Dakota State wins this one 12-6. Jackrabbits win Game 3 8-7, and they get the 3-game sweep of Fort Wayne. So South Dakota State stays in 3rd place right now behind Oral Roberts and Omaha. Well, up next, Lizzie Noble and Omaha taking on the Mighty Bison in softball. Noble goes yard in Game 2, but the Bison bounce back.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, we are 2 weeks into the league season in softball now. North Dakota State and Omaha are 1st and 2nd in the standings right now, and the Bison and the Mavericks went head-to-head in a 3-game set in Omaha over the weekend. A sunny but chilly afternoon for Game 1 in Omaha. On Saturday, the Mavericks and North Dakota State, a little defense early from Omaha, and the nifty double play. And then out at shortstop, Tanya Peterson goes to the backhand, makes another nice play there. Bison up 1-0 in the 4th. Mavericks will tie it up. Lizzie Noble with a hard ground ball, kind of eats up Cheyenne Garcia out at 2nd, but it is a base hit. And Campbell Ditto scores to tie the game 1-1. But Omaha commits 2 costly errors in the 5th inning. North Dakota State gets an unearned run in the 5th. They get another unearned run in the 7th, and the Bison take advantage, and they take Game 1 3-1. Mavericks come back, though, in Game 2 behind some great pitching from freshman Jaylee Heinrichs. Gives up just 4 hits and strikes out 9 for Omaha. And the Mavericks get a couple of runs in the 5th inning. Nicole Warren with a rope to left field. Play at the plate coming up, and Kylie Schwarting is in safely. Mavericks up 2-0. In the 6th inning, look at the spin on this ground ball. Turns out to be a base hit for Peterson. So she is on base when Lizzie Noble comes up, and that is up and gone. 3-run shot for Noble, and Omaha wins Game 2 6-0.
Offensively, we just wanted to come out and get our cuts and have our swings. We kind of got away from that the first game, and so we really wanted to get our pitches and just drive the ball hard.
Well, North Dakota State did come back and win Game 3 of this series 5-1. In Fort Wayne, Indiana, meanwhile, IPFW and Western Illinois. They split the first 2 games, and we pick it up on Monday in Game 3. 3rd inning, bases loaded, Tierney Bottineau unloads them, grand slam for Bottineau just over the left center field wall. And this was part of a huge 3rd inning for Western Illinois. Nina Maggio, a little bit later in the 3rd inning, gets in on the action, goes deep, almost the same spot. 3-run shot for her, and the Leathernecks are up 7-0 after 3 innings. And then some defense from Western Illinois. Sammy Marshall getting up to rob a hit. She leads the league in hitting right now and makes a fabulous play here. Tegan Walsh in for the Leathernecks to finish things out. They win Game 3, 8-0. So Western Illinois takes 2 out of 3 from Fort Wayne. And the other big matchup of the week, USD takes 2 out of 3 at IUPUI. The Coyotes with 8 home runs in the first 2 games of this series, and then the Jaguars come back with 3 in that 7-0 win. IUPUI now with 32 home runs in 29 games. Well, up next, we will go to Fargo, take a look at the latest progress on the new athletic training facility at North Dakota State.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Welcome back. It's always exciting when somebody in the Summit League is working on a new stadium or arena. Omaha is almost done with their new basketball arena. The University of South Dakota is getting started on theirs. And North Dakota State is right in the middle of the renovation of the Bison Sports Arena. Here is the latest from Fargo on what is getting done on the Sanford Health Athletic Complex.
The return of warmer weather to Fargo couldn't come at a better time for construction crews at the Sanford Health Athletic Complex.
Roofing process has been a bit hampered by weather. That's the main aspect. It's when you get down into the below zero weather, the adhesives and the materials don't work well. So if you tried to do it, it could be detrimental, and you'd end up replacing it anyway. So this weather we're having now is a godsend.
However, there has been plenty to stay busy with as many new walls continue to take shape, including those in the new basketball locker rooms.
Basically, as soon as we get some new floor poured in, there's guys running on top of it just like an anthill, I suppose, and they're getting busy putting up a lot of walls, and right along with that comes the mechanical, electrical systems and plumbing systems coming right behind them.
Also inside the Shield Center, a small section of the new concourse is visible, with more soon to follow.
It's kind of a hand-in-hand operation. You know, they'll set some of the steel and then put the precast right on top of it and weld the precast down, and essentially they started on the west side of the south end there of the concourse, and they'll just keep chugging all the way around the building, going down the east side and onto the north side.
Near the old pool, all concrete has been poured on the 3rd floor as well as the 1st floor, exposing the locations of the new therapy pools. Decking has been laid on the 2nd floor, with concrete soon to follow.
There's still a few walls and some more structure that needs to go in for this to support the 2nd floor, so we had to work our way to the 3rd floor first, pour that, and then the 1st floor.
Overall, the project is closing in on 1 year of construction, and crews are feeling optimistic.
Overall, really, really happy with the progress we've made. You always strive for a little better if you can, but we take what we can get, and we'll just keep pushing along.
Up next, we stay in Fargo for the campus spotlight. Wicked smart kids building robots with the help of the engineering department at North Dakota State.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Ingenuity and engineering come together in this week's Campus Spotlight. If you've got a problem, call an engineer. At North Dakota State, they're using robots to help make that point.
In just 6 weeks, 13 to 18-year-old students have turned this pile of plywood, PVC pipe, and other assorted hardware into this, a fully functioning robot.
This is something different than just traditional textbook learning. So the kids see it, and first of all, there's something about robots that is attractive to kids. And the other piece is that it's a sports-like atmosphere, but an academic competition.
They're in a competition environment. These are 3-minute matches. They're competing on the field with 4 other teams. The bands are playing, the cheerleaders are there. It's like a basketball game.
Best Robotics began in 1993. Entering its 8th year sponsoring the program, the North Dakota State College of Engineering hosts one of only 4 regional competitions in the United States.
Engineering is really all about problem solving, and so that's what this program allows students to do early on in their high school career.
So the earlier that we can start putting those engineering, science, technology, and math concepts in front of them, the more likely they are to think, hey, maybe I could do that when I grow up.
Beginning in September, NDSU provides each participating school throughout North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota all necessary supplies free of charge, a cost that they hope will pay dividends down the road.
I guess our goal in the program all along has been, first and foremost, to fill the pipeline of engineers. That's what we're looking to do, is get more students, more kids thinking about engineering. Of course, an underlying goal in all of it is recruitment.
This is a great opportunity to get students onto campus, let them see our facilities, let them see some of the fun things that we can do in engineering.
Along with providing materials, the College of Engineering acts as a liaison in finding local engineers willing to donate their time to work side by side with students throughout the design process.
As a company and as a civil engineer, I certainly want to give back to my industry, give back to the school that I attended, but more than anything, I enjoy coming back and seeing how enthusiastic and how motivated these kids are, and it's just fun. Actually, it's fun to be here.
BEST also allows students to compete in other aspects of engineering, such as marketing.
That's the great thing about BEST. A lot of robotics competitions, like First Robotics or other different competitions, are very robot focused, and it's just for the builders, it's just for the engineers and designers. But the great thing about BEST is there really is an aspect for everyone. You've got your robot aspect, but then you also have your aspect for your marketers. You have the spirit and sportsmanship, which gets into that more creative, fun aspect for your more artistic people. There's really an aspect for anyone who wants to get involved.
And the results speak for themselves.
Ultimate goal is to become an astrophysicist, basically work for a private space company.
Reporting for Inside the Summit League, I'm Ryan Nelson.
Thanks to everybody at North Dakota State. Thanks to all of our member schools. We'll see you next week on Inside the Summit League.